Yes, hello and welcome to another edition of Fan Cams right here on the Kop TV. Listen, we got there in the end, just about over the line come the 90 minutes. I'm really interested to hear what the lads think. I've got three very, very great guests straight away who are waiting backstage, so we'll get them involved as soon as we can. Liverpool 2-0 against Aston Villa, 17 home wins in a row. We're on course for 24 home wins in a row and 17 out of 17 this season. I mean, if we can win the last one that we have against Chelsea, we've got Brighton as well, then it literally hasn't been done before in any of the leagues across Europe. So a lot to look forward to. I'm going to bring in man like Stro first and foremost. How are you doing, sir?
Good man, you.
Not bad at all. Now, talk to me about this game because, bro, I was falling asleep the first half. I genuinely fell asleep. And that probably was because I had quite a big night last night. But it was boring. We had one shot on target. They had two. Talk to me about how it changed from the first half to the second half.
Yeah, man. Like, first half wasn't great. There just wasn't the same rhythm and fluidity there that you normally see from the Liverpool side. Obviously, I think the changes in the midfield, like, I'm not just saying it, you've seen the difference Henderson made when he came on, driving the team forward, and he's an influence in that midfield. And listen, he might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you see the difference he makes straight away when he goes in there. He just brings that balance which we were missing. Trent once again didn't look like himself. You seen that? Did you see it when he came out?
Yeah,
lining up. Like, it's just, you can just tell we're just off. And listen, probably the worst thing that's happened to our football is us becoming champions, because you can tell the foot's gone right off the gaff. But when we turn it on, boy, we turn it on. That Kite pass for Mane is just unbelievable. And listen, I've been pushing. I want to see more of Kite going forward. Just having a look at it on Sky Sports now, it's an absolutely ridiculous pass. Mane once again looked like he was driving everyone forward.
Absolutely, man. I think the game needed that. 70 minutes it took for us to really cause Pepe Reina any trouble. I mean, Martin Tyler mentioned it. Pepe Reina, 394 games for Liverpool, easily Liverpool's best Premier League keeper, until Alisson comes up, who concentrates right till the end and saves that Jack Grealish strike.
Honestly, I absolutely love Pepe Reina, and I'm kind of gutted for him that there wasn't any fans there, because the reception he would have got.
Yeah, to not get the standing ovation.
That's what I mean. The first home game since we won the title, and obviously Pepe Reina's coming back, who was absolutely idolised. And listen, if that's Karius, if that's Mignolet, that's going into the back of the net. Alisson is an elite level goalkeeper, and I absolutely love him. And him like Van Dijk has just took us to completely a different level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about Alisson taking us to another level. I think that's clear to see when he does make saves like that, because like you say, Mignolet and Karius, they flap that in and it's a different story. I mean, 89 points now, Stro. 104 is the absolute maximum we could get, and 101 breaks the record. Do we get that record, yes or no?
I want to say yeah, but there's something in me where I think we'll match it. I think we'll get 101. To be honest, I don't know if we'll break it or not. It's just the city games in my head, and you look at this game as well. We just start thinking, listen, we've got the title won, so it's like you could tell that the drive and the determination is not 100% there. Understandable, like we won the league. There's nothing really else to play for. Some of the heads might be on the beach and on a break and focusing on next season. I think we'll definitely get 101. Whether we break the record or not, it would be nice, but I don't know.
Yeah, tough one to say, especially like you say there. The City game, I mean, I didn't speak to you after the City game on Thursday, but I actually wasn't too bothered about it on the night, and it wasn't until the next morning when I was really annoyed at the team. But yeah, I mean, we got the win today, though, which was the most important thing. We've spoken about the Mane goal, crossbar and down, but then to see Curtis Jones score, and I mean, he had a sighter about a minute before that from somewhere out of his left foot. I think this one just takes a nick on through past Pepe Reina. But what a moment for Curtis Jones. First Premier League goal.
The thing is, it's like, obviously you see it, Foden's getting regular game time. Greenwood's getting regular game time, and them two are absolutely ridiculously talented players. Curtis Jones isn't mentioned with them yet because he's not really been shown, apart from the FA Cup, which was an absolutely ridiculous goal against Everton. And listen, this kid's got bags of potential. He really has. Like, there's a reason why Klopp's so confident with the fact that Lallana's going, and he's happy with Curtis Jones to play a more integral part. Like, he's got everything: left foot, right foot. He's silky. He can pass. He can pick a pass. He can shoot. Left foot, right foot. He's just, he's an unbelievable talent, and he's a Liverpool lad, which is more than anything, and it means everything to him. And one, to score your first Premier League goal at the Kop, and he dreamed of that. Obviously, it's gutting that the fans aren't there, but yeah, this kid's special, man. And next season, I think he'll really kick on and show that he's up there to be a part of that conversation.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think we've obviously seen more of him as Liverpool fans than other clubs may have or may not have. And I think this season was his breakthrough year. And I think next season is when, like you say, Lallana goes and he gets a bit more game time. That's when we'll see him, maybe even a shout with the England squad. Who knows? I really do think he's that talented. And listen, Klopp doesn't just give 5-year deals to anyone, especially when he only signed one last August. So the progression there has been absolutely unreal. Stro, I'm going to love you and leave you, my brother. Thank you very much for coming on. And listen, we'll speak to you again after the game on Wednesday against Brighton. How about
that? Yeah, man. Look forward to
all the best, man. All the best. Quick shout out to Biran. He says, the likes of Ox and Naby have got a point to prove. It's a good point. He expected a better performance from the team overall. I agree. Big up to Ryan from Jamaica. He's tuning in. Big up to Ryan LFC. Curtis Jones goal, correct. Stephen, we played better when Jurgen done the subs. I think that's very, very clear to see. Another star of the fan cams that we've been having recent years. This man, so I say man, you're not even 18 yet. But how are you doing, my brother? Good to see you again, Mr. Welford TV.
Yeah, very good, very good. Not been on for a while, so it's good to get back into it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Talk to me about the game then, man, because like I was just saying there to Stro, I was falling asleep for the first half. And it's a good job that Naby scores in the 70th minute just to set that tone. And then Curtis absolutely puts the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Probably started off worse today than we did against City on Thursday. So very boring. You could tell it followed on from Thursday. And then half time, you're thinking to I was definitely thinking to myself, how are we going to break down this team? Because Villa played quite well today. I thought they could have had a goal or two maybe.
Yeah.
Then second half, it starts off slow again. Then as soon as you see Henderson, Firmino, Wijnaldum getting ready to come on, you go, here we go. Klopp's going for this now. He needs to win. And then as soon as they come on, everything else just explains itself. Firmino with little tricks and all that around the box. Then Henderson, Wijnaldum, in that midfield, they're just so composed and they can take the time, they're experienced. They know they've been in a situation plenty of times over the past couple of years, and then. Yeah, then what a ball by Naby Keita to Mane, Bosch finish, and then Curtis Jones just to wrap it up, which was amazing to see.
Yeah, I mean, Imran says here, Welford, Thiago is needed in this team. Sometimes we lack the creative spark. I mean, I actually predicted that we wouldn't play or wouldn't start Henderson or Ginny today. I actually predicted that the Ox and Keita would come in. I was a bit... I mean, Keita got an assist, so I can't really say it about him. I thought he had a decent game. Nothing special, but a decent game. Yeah. But the Ox, for me, maybe it's because he didn't start the last game or the game before that, but he just looked a little bit rusty. Robbo picked up a yellow card quite early on. If you were to choose a man of the match for us, Welford, who would it be?
Oh, you put it on the spot here. I don't even know, I'd probably just say either... Mane or Keita, because Mane scored and Keita got no one else was no one was there we thought, oh, we had a boss game, you know what I mean? I couldn't even Henderson played well when he came on, to be fair, but I think when Henderson and Wijnaldum came on, I think Keita performed a bit better. He was started performing a bit better, getting into the game a bit more. I know it was 20 minutes left, but he started getting into it. Then he started going a bit more attacking because Henderson was sitting back. But yeah, I just think as soon as them subs came on, it changed the game. So I'd say Henderson was definitely up there for the last 20 minutes. But for me, I'd just give it Mane because he scored and we needed the goal, so let's say Mane.
Absolutely. I mean, not much happened in terms of goal mouth action. Like I said before, the 70th minute mark, there was probably more shots on target and more attempts at goal by Villa, actually.
Yeah.
And like you said, they were lucky to not score. I mean, Imran mentions Thiago there. I mean, I've tried not to kind of get caught up or read too much about this because it's just come out of the blue. I mean, is this actually, I mean, what do you think? Is this actually going to happen?
Well, I've said this for a long time now, especially not this season. So when teams like Villa, like Brighton, Watford, Norwich, obviously, like, no offense to them, they tend to sit back because that's what most teams do, and they have to do against us, or they'll just get ripped, and they could be 6 or 7. So but then I think we need a type of player like Coutinho or Kai Havertz or Thiago that can make a creative pass or can, you know what I mean, can make something happen. I think we lack a bit of creativity in the midfield, so I totally agree with Imran. I think when Coutinho was at the club, he always, he'd take it past one and he'd do a nice little cute ball over the top and he'd put like Mane in, or he'd put like, you know what I mean? It just makes, I think sometimes I've got nothing wrong with our midfield. I'm happy with it, but I think games like Villa and like City have got the brain to do it. Like we team, especially in the Champions League, because we play a lot of games of football. I think like a player like Thiago will create a little chance for us, which sometimes we need, especially like tonight. We didn't have many chances, but we needed to take them, and we kind of did tonight. But I think Thiago can provide a bit more chances, a bit more creativity, which sometimes we do lack in the midfield.
Stephen, we need a better backup striker because if Bobby, Mane or Salah are injured, I'm guessing he's meant to say there, Origi is not that clinical. Yeah, I mean, with Origi, I mean, Carragher actually mentioned it during the game. He said, obviously a cult hero, scored some vitally important goals for Liverpool. Yeah. We all know the games Origi scored in last season. But I'd have to agree with him. I think we do need to dip in and buy a new backup striker. Imran again here says Liverpool's bench needs a refresh, especially in midfield. Man City's bench is amazing. Hench, we need to match them. I mean, Welford, obviously City have the record of 100 points. I'm going to ask everyone on the fan cams this tonight, and I want a yes or no answer. Are we going to break that record?
Oh, we've got like Brighton, Arsenal, Chelsea left. I don't know, because those 2 games have been poor.
Newcastle away as well.
Yeah, Newcastle have been quite poor, especially today. But I reckon we'll get 100 points, like bang on. We won't break the record though. I just can't say it because how poor we've been over the past 2 games.
Really interesting. And on Curtis's goal, great little finish. I think it might get a nick as it goes through. Yeah. Stroh just said on the last fan cam, what a shame it was as a local lad, a Scouse boy, to not get the Kop to see his goal in the flesh. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure listen, he's already scored at Anfield this season, which is great. Scored the winning penalty in the League Cup against Arsenal at the Kop end. Yeah. So that's great. But that's going to do him a world of confidence, especially to finally break that Premier League duck. And look, we might have a goal scoring midfielder on our hands tomorrow next year with Jones.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when he came on, he kind of created his own goal. I think this is what we need in the team, like a Thiago would do. You see him, obviously he gets fortunate with Douglas Luiz slipping, but then he runs at the defence. He's not scared to go on, because most 19-year-old lads who go in the Liverpool team, who get the chance to, they'd be very cautious of what they do, not to do anything too out there and make a mistake, whereas he's got it on him to go and attack at them, and he did that, and he got what he deserved. He ran at the defence, lovely ball to Robbo, puts the ball in, Salah tees it up for him, and a lovely finish. So he deserved what he got, and I think that's what we need. I reckon, especially with the season being ticked off, I think you can definitely start seeing him come on, or maybe even start your game in the next couple of weeks, which will be good to see from most Liverpool fans.
Absolutely. Looking forward to Wednesday night. Brighton, who are fresh from beating Arsenal. They've had a decent little run in the last few games. I mean, is that going to be another game, where you have to find that creative spark and break the team down? Because we know they're going to come and defend with 11 men behind the ball. But that's a game that I think we need someone like a Thiago, to come in and actually unlock that team. Stephen says we can break the record if we play at the top level as we normally see, but we can go every game unbeaten at home. I'd agree with that. So what's your prediction for Wednesday? And do you think Klopp will change the team back to how he had it for City?
I reckon it'll be the midfield three that ended the game. I think Keita. I think when he came off, Klopp looked quite happy with him, which I thought was a bit like, I know his ball was good, but apart from that, he looked like the old Naby that we used to see. But obviously, I really like Naby, and I've said this since he signed, because I'm a big fan of him, and he's got loads of talent. I think just sometimes he can have and I've said it. I think I've said it on this a couple of times the past couple of weeks. He has a run of form, so he'll play well for 2-3 games, and then he'll be awful. But I think the midfield three that ended tonight will play, and I'm going to go for a 1-0. I just think Brighton have been solid since they came back. Like if they hadn't came back of like how they have, I would feel very confident. But because of how well they came back, how poor we've played the past 2 games, they've been looking at us thinking, you know what, we might be able to nick a draw. But I think Liverpool, when they switch it on, when they make the odd sub, or when someone makes an attacking move, I think it's just too hard to stop us at some time. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a 1-0. I reckon like Salah to nick a little goal, which should be good. And I hope I want some clean sheets. So I want Aston to get the Golden Glove. So
absolutely, and we want Salah and Mane to keep scoring to try and get back to the top of that Golden Boot list. All right, well, listen, Wilfred, I'll see you on Wednesday. Yeah, do the same thing.
Yeah, see you. Thanks for having me on, mate. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Brilliant, love it. Thank you very much, mate. Take care. Next up on the show, I've got Darren all the way from Ireland. How are you doing, sir?
How's things, mate? All good. Wasn't a bad result in the end. 70 minutes of 0-0. I was listening to what you were saying. Obviously, the first half was awful, really poor. Wasn't looking too positive for us. But at the same time, I never fancied Villa to take anything or win the game over 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They had moments. I think Alisson kept his concentration so well to keep out Grealish with that late low strike. Talk to me about the first half and the difference between the second half, because like you said, it did still take us 70 minutes, but that last 20 minutes, I think, when Firmino, Henderson and Ronaldo come on, it slightly just tilts into our favour, doesn't it?
Yeah, as soon as the 3 lads come on, the intensity, creativity, the energy was much better. And you could just see it was a lot more flair, creative. We looked like we were going to score. And then good, well-taken goal by Mane. I think that's his 50th Anfield goal, so that's incredible. And then Jonesy created his own goal. It was slightly bit disappointed that he scored his first Kop goal with no fans there.
Yeah. Listen, there's going to be many more moments, hopefully, where he can enjoy that. Got the little red there.
He's shouting in. But a new contract for Jonesy yesterday, so obviously he's extended it. So you'd like to see a lot more of him in the near future. I'd imagine next season him and Nico Williams will push on further to enhance the chances in the team. You know, I think we will see more the 2 lads. But really positive today. I think it's only our 3rd Premier League defeat in 71, 72 games. So that's incredible. You know what I mean? We've just won so many games. When we score first at Anfield, we always seem to go on then and win. And 24 wins at Anfield, hasn't it been? I've seen a stat today on Sky.
Yeah, 24 in a row at Anfield, 17 out of 17 this season. I mean, if we can actually win every single home game, no European team in the top 5 leagues has ever done that. So again, I know it's incredible. People saying now like, oh, it's a bit of a damp squib finish. But if we end up with that record, forget the 101 points, but if we end up winning every single home game, that's just not been done before. Talking about Mane's goal, I mean, fantastic ball from Naby Keita to put the cross in. Pepe Reina probably, thought that was maybe bouncing down on the line and coming back out. It probably went up a few times. But when that goal goes in, instant relief.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, when the 3 lads had come on just before that, you could see there was more intensity, more creativity, more energy. But when we got that goal, then it was instant relief, and you thought, well, the floodgates got open here, or we could just see this game out now as a 1-0, because we've nothing to play for. You know, Aston Villa are fighting for their lives. We've the league wrapped. It's now about getting the lads the couple of games, the 5 games I think they need to get a medal. So and obviously experimenting with the team. So there's no major pressure on us, but with us being Liverpool, with the standards and traditions of the club, we have to win every game, don't we? Whether it's we need it or we don't need it.
Well, do you know what, Darren? It's an interesting one. You just mentioned that there. This whole 5 games thing. I mean, technically, you could play 4 games and score a hat-trick in every game and not win the Premier League medal because you've not played 5. I mean, if I was making the rules, you get 1 appearance and then you've earned your medal, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe 3 tops, but I think 5's a bit much.
Yeah, it's outrageous, stupid, and that's why Klopp said he'll give everyone a medal if he has to himself. It is crazy, and as you said, imagine playing 4 games, scoring 3 or 4 goals in each game, and not getting a medal. So it's sometimes you just don't understand the rules or what they're there for. But that's certainly one that it's a bit of a head scratcher, all right. Yeah.
And looking forward then to Wednesday, Brighton at home. It's going to be very similar in terms of a team who are down the bottom. Looking to kind of defend at Anfield and not really. I mean, we saw Aston Villa try to attack today. They did catch us out a few times on the counter-attack, and it did look very dangerous for a few moments. I mean, do Brighton have it in them to come here and get something more, maybe? Darren, are you with us?
I think we went off there, did we?
I can hear you. I don't know if I can. Let me just bring you in and out. But in the meantime, Imran says our fullbacks don't seem themselves. There you go. Our fullbacks don't seem themselves since the title win. We need Thiago or Houssem Aouar from Lyon, I believe. Just in case the fullbacks are not creating. It's a good point, Stephen. But can you tell the difference without Henderson in midfield and without Firmino up top? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Henderson really just absolutely sets the tempo now. He's gone from someone who followed the tempo from when Stevie or whoever else would set it, but now he sets the tempo with his energy, at least, and his leadership. And then when Firmino doesn't start, you do think, well, Origi on his own up top with Salah and Mane sounds good, but it just didn't happen. Nothing happened today. So to get Firmino on at the end was great, and obviously he did well. Your thoughts on this one then, Darren? So, I mean, our fullbacks don't seem themselves since the title win. Robertson with a very early yellow card. Darren seems to have just gone there. But yeah, Robertson with a very early yellow card, as we've seen. And at that point, I was thinking, well, because I think he was in a similar situation at City. He might not have got yellow carded, but he definitely got shown up in the first kind of half an hour. And you're thinking, I hope he keeps his head and doesn't lose his composure. And also just make sure that he doesn't get sent off. Let's see if we can add Darren back to the stream now. Perfect timing. So in terms of the fullbacks, Trent hasn't looked the same. Neither has Robbo. Anything to worry about there? Can you hear me? Oh, not sure what's going on there. If guys do remember, if you do want to get in on this stream, I'm actually going to put the link for it right here. So if you are keen to give me your thoughts today, just hit this link in the live comments so you can call into the show right now and I can get you on to give your thoughts to the rest of the subscribers here on the Kop TV. Hit this link to join me. So yeah, please do let me know if you'd like to jump on the stream. It would be great to see some new faces as well as some old ones too. I mean, guys, the guys that are watching this right now, what does Klopp do for Wednesday? Does he keep the same team? Does he revert it to what the midfield was against Man City? Is there a mixture? Does Keita deserve to start? What do we think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and if you want to jump on as well. Stephen, how are you, mate?
Very good. Good. You?
Yeah, man, not bad at all. Good to see you again. Talk to me about the game. I mean, like I've already said to the guys tonight, it was woeful, to be honest, in the first half and the second half. Until that goal goes in, we still looked a bit shaky.
Yeah, we did. And you can tell the difference without Firmino and Robinson not playing. And it's like going forward, there's not much creativity with Origi. And he's not that clinical as what Bobby can do. So you can tell the difference without him. And when you play against Aston Villa and these teams in the bottom, they're going to fight for their lives. So they're going to go attacking, and that's what Villa did. They caught us out a few times.
Yeah, I've actually got Darren back with us now. So Darren meets Stephen, Stephen meet Darren.
Yeah.
Darren?
Darren, just talk to us quickly about Stephen's point there around the subs coming on, but also the fullbacks, because I think we broke up when I was asking you that question.
Yeah, a lot of difficulties here. The Wi-Fi. Sorry, what was the question about the fullbacks?
Just didn't see themselves. I mean, I mentioned Robertson got a very early yellow card.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was booked early on the 20th minute. We obviously they weren't themselves. They haven't been. Thursday night they weren't either. But I suppose when you set the standard so high, you're the intense football, you're attacking constantly. Like they're the 2 assist kings, aren't they? So they haven't been themselves in the last 2 games. But I think they might have just been down a couple of notches of lately. You lose a couple of that bit of percentage in play, it can be a big difference, and I think that's what happened with the 2 lads of late. There's just the standards are just not quite there what we're there, and obviously we're having the league wrapped up early on. That might have some part to play in it.
Do you know what, lads? I was on a show this week with the Kopish lads, good lads, and Drifty said, when a human goes through what we went through in 2018, becoming, getting to the Champions League final, losing that, and then going through the whole Champions League process again, winning it in such a dramatic way, especially with the Barcelona game, getting 97 points last year and not winning it, and then to go again this year and win it clearly, naturally, every human is going to go, well, thank fuck that's finished. Do you know what I mean? I can relax now. And I think that's maybe what we've been seeing in the last game or two, Steve.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the Champions League final and you get beat. It's like it hurts, but like you can believe you can go next year, and that's what we done in the Premier League last season. Come that close, and now this season we've like got that momentum back from last season, and now we've done it. We're like loads of games to spare.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty nice sight, Darren, isn't it, to see us getting a guard of honour for every game now. Yeah. I actually didn't know it was going to be like that. I thought it was just the City game. And then when they started lining up, John Terry, by the way, John Terry today giving Liverpool a guard of honour, lads. Let's have that right.
Yeah. I wasn't too sure it was going to happen today either, but apparently it's going to happen now for every game of the season. So that's great. We can get used to that. But look, these are the days, aren't they? We've won a European Cup, a World Club Cup, a Premier League. I don't think there can be even the slightest criticism to this Liverpool team and your club. What they've done has been unbelievable. And already I've won next season, just looking forward to it and seeing out this season. As you said, there's a couple of records we can play for. If it's not the 100 points, then there's a couple of more other records there to play for too, but it would be unbelievable to get over 100 points.
Oh yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
Carry on, Steve.
They'd be incredible.
Yeah, it would be good getting the record, and it'd be good going every game unbeaten, winning every home game. It's like that's the only team in the top 5 divisions to do that, and that's what we can do. Yeah.
Yeah. So both of you lads.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so that we can just carry on. So, I mean, we've got Brighton on Wednesday. Next weekend, it's Chelsea, is it? No, it's not. It's
Burnley.
Burnley at home. I mean, two definitely winnable games there. And then if we win them 2, that takes us to 97. And then all we need is to either beat and draw minimum with Chelsea, Newcastle, and I think there might be one more team
Arsenal
that we play. Arsenal away, that's right.
Arsenal, Steve. Chelsea, midweek game.
So we need 12 points to get this record. Quick maths, that's correct. And we can do it in 4 games. Like it can be done. So I think we've got to be a bit more hopeful that this can get done, lads.
Positive.
So,
I think it will happen. But I think it will happen. But either way, as I said, these are the days. There's a lot of we should be all delighted with this, and this is probably the best Liverpool team of my generation, and we can even kick on, be better, and make more massive strides. But the 100-point mark, getting over that, would be incredible.
Steve?
Yeah.
So we've got another question here from Imran. Do you think Origi should be the answer for a long-term striker role? I mean, we touched on this earlier on in the show. If Origi does go, or we keep him and bring in someone else, I mean, personally, I'd love to see Ryan Brewster coming off the bench these days. He's banging them in Swansea, banging them in.
Yeah, I've watched Ryan Brewster in a few Swansea games, and he's looked good, and he's looked like the player. I think he needed to go away and get the confidence when he needs to come back. And if he's that player, what we can do, you've got a good young player there what can provide goals and everything what you need going forward.
Darren, thoughts on Brewster coming back?
Yeah, totally agree with everything Stephen said. And we also have Harry Wilson as well. He's a little, but he's also good, really good. So we've a couple of different there. I think dipping into the transfer market.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see what does happen.
Yeah, but Brewster is definitely one I'd love to see given a chance, and possibly he might be.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably scored 8 goals for Swansea now in something like 13 or 14 games, maybe even less than that.
8 goals, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Absolutely banging them in for Swansea. A. Roshan says treble 2021. I mean, it's a good aim to try and get, and it's definitely within our reach. Boys, how quickly though, how excited are you both for the Nike kit that's about to come into play? Because listen, you're both wearing the New Balance. Oh, you've got a Nike top on there, Stephen.
Yeah.
But they're in there. I mean,
he's ahead of me. He's ahead of us.
He's got the bootleg version that hasn't been released yet. But when that kit comes out, I personally don't just think it's another kit deal. This is way more than that. And listen, I'm a big fan of New Balance. We've won the league for the first time ever in their jersey. They've had some belter jerseys across the years, to be fair, New Balance. But how excited are you? I mean, even the training kits, you know, the away kit, the third kit. Yeah. I'm really excited for it. Let's start with you, Darren.
Really excited. Obviously, the financial end of it as well. Football nowadays, we know it's a big business, and that's important to us as well, financially. But as well as that, I have Nike. I mean, it's probably up there as the biggest manufacturer, isn't it, in clothing? So it's unbelievable, yeah. And it looks great too. It's a great fit. So personally, I can't wait to get it. I think it's 1st of August, isn't it? We start to deal with them. So I'll be certainly buying the jersey and whatever else is going.
Good lad.
It's good times for the club. Winning the league and getting a new sponsor and the top manufacturers, really good, yeah.
Yeah, it's like all the stars of a line, mate. Steve, are you looking forward to the Nike kit?
Yeah, I am, yeah. It's like what Darren said with the financial thing. That will be good. And it'll be good when we can get more trophies with the Nike deal and the kits. Every kit what I've seen with Nike is absolutely top level. It's like top level. It's the best sponsor ever. What can be now, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Jemba says, I still think
it's sad to see New Balance go.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
But money speaks, and we all know that. So Jemba says Liverpool still needed the creative spark. Once we can't break down teams, we always resort to launching long balls and crosses for Salah and Mane to chase. A good cam till Curtis is ready. Do us guys think Ginny's contract is going to get done, especially after the Thiago rumours? I'm going to put it out there now. We have to get Ginny Wijnaldum to sign a contract, without doubt.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And it's confused me actually why it hasn't. I mean, when you see Curtis Jones signing a contract last summer and then also a contract now this summer, you're thinking, well, Ginny's got to sign surely soon.
Yeah, hopefully. What Ginny's done so far, and what he has potential to do, that alone he deserves a contract. So I'm hoping, and I'm going to be optimistic that he will sign one soon. I did see a couple of things circulating on social media yesterday and this morning about Thiago Alcantara. Obviously he's experienced and he's in the peak of his career, but he has had a lot of injuries. And then I'm looking at Liverpool and thinking we've a lot of midfielders there. So if he was to come in, surely someone would have to go.
Yeah.
What do you think about on that?
Steve, what do you think to that?
I think with Thiago deal would be good, but I think Wijnaldum settles more, and I think if Thiago comes in, I would have him as a squad player, not starting. I think Gini, in my opinion, I think Gini's better than Thiago. I know people may disagree, but I think he is, and I think he's got used to. I know Thiago will have to get used to the Premier League, but I think Gini is the one what should sign the contract, and I think he should be the number one, even when Thiago does come in.
Yeah, I mean, you've just said there you'd rather have Gini. Roshan says swap Gini for Thiago, so it's completely different to what you just said there. I mean, I personally wouldn't do that. I do think there is space for both of them to flourish. Maybe not in the same 11, but definitely the same squad. We know that we need a better squad, even though we're 25 points clear of City. It's crazy to say it, but we know we need a better squad. And for me, getting Gini tied down is so essential. And also, as well, like Thiago, when you're actually looking at some of his highlights, this guy is almost like a hybrid between a Xabi Alonso and a Coutinho. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's world class.
He'd be outrageous for us.
Yeah, well, Phil Thompson has been banging the drum lately, hasn't he? About when you're on top, you need to keep adding quality to the team, and I think that's something that we would prove would be a big marker for the title next season, to bring in someone like Thiago Alcantara. He's a world-class midfielder.
Absolutely. Just before we head off tonight, guys, obviously we've got the result today. We've come back from a 4-0 defeat. It was the perfect response, really. And we have to just now, in my opinion, go all out for the last 4 games. And if it does get to the stage where we are 2-0 up with 15 minutes to go, I'd love to see Nico. I'd love to see Harvey. I'd love to see more of Curtis to just ensure that those guys get their winners' medals. But Klopp said, look, even if you don't get your 5, I'm sure there'll be a couple knocking about that I can get my hands on to sort them out with. So, I mean,
Jamie Carragher did mention if there was some goal, he wanted one, didn't he?
Yeah, because he hasn't actually got one. But listen, lads, thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it. We're going to be back again, of course, after the Brighton game on
Wednesday.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Absolutely.
Look forward to AGT, Stephen.
I'll see you later, Darren. See you later.
See you, Swen. See you, lads.
Fellas.
See ya.
Also, don't forget, we are putting out the It Means Everything video, the special kind of emotive montage video that we made in Liverpool last week. That's actually going to be coming out on July the 22nd. So please keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a belter. Trust me, I've seen some clips of it already and it's great. Before I go, guys, if you haven't already, and I swear to you, it takes less than 10 seconds. Press that subscribe button on the Kop TV. Let's like this video. Try and get 30 likes if we can. And of course, like always, we'll be back after the game on Wednesday and then also next Saturday as well when we play Burnley. But until then, of course, we've got Top of the Kops, which I'm really looking forward to on Tuesday. We've actually got Jack Fowler from Love Island on the show on Tuesday. So super excited about that one. So that's Tuesday. And then obviously Wednesday, we've got the game as well. So yeah, like I said, like, comment, share and subscribe to the Kop TV and give us a good thumbs up there. And also, as you know, press the notification button as well so you never miss out on any of the great content that we've got coming up. Big thanks to everyone who's locked in and commented, guested on the show tonight. It was a pleasure. Ryan, I'd love to have you on soon, bro, as well, if you're watching. But yeah, that's all from me. Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0. That was your fan cam action.